Well, I first got involved in hockey actually after I finished my years of working and wanted to take a little time off, and I got involved in hockey in Toronto in the Young Nat Hockey Organization. I joined the organization to coach a team, and when I got there it was bankrupt, so I ended up taking over the organization. And at that point I started to have our teams playing out of St. Michael's at the St. Michael's Arena at that particular time, and that's where I met Mr. Fullen. Okay, and after I sold the Young Nat organization and purchased the Niagara Falls Flyers of the Major Junior Hockey League, he asked me if I'd be interested in help sponsor the Buzzer team. So I got involved in the sponsorship of the Buzzer team. I worked Father McLean and Father Fitzpatrick to try and bring junior hockey back to St. Michael's, which never worked out at that particular time. Then I kept my hockey teams probably for another 10 years, and then I got out of hockey at that point in time because I got remarried and I had 3 girls, so I had to start spending my time with girls hockey instead of boys hockey. So I was into that for a while, and then when St. Mike's was considering getting back into major junior hockey, I got approached by Dennis Mills if I'd come in and talk to Father Moen, which I did at that particular time and got involved in the major junior purchase of a team here at St. Michael's, and then Father Moen got me involved in the board and in the finance committee, and that's how it all started. Yeah, back in the 90s, Father Moen, which to me was a workaholic, worked so hard for the school and spent so much time at the school, and that was the love of his life, said to us one time he wanted to expand the school and revamp the existing school. So we worked together with Father on that project for a few years, and the only thing I can say is the man put in a tremendous amount of time and effort into making St. Michael's what it is today. Probably the most interesting thing I found about St. Michael's was when I got involved in the school with Father Moen, he asked me to chair the finance committee for the school. At that point in time, I became aware of the bursary fund, which had been built by the priests in the past. When they were teaching in the school, they took their earnings and they put it into a fund, and the objective of the fund was to allow boys to attend the school that financially could not afford it. And that still exists today, and over a period of time that fund has increased in size and grown to something, and I'm a few years behind the time right now, but at the time I was involved, we were almost providing $1 million a year to kids to help them get through St. Michael's. Well, actually, my relationship from an academic point of view with the school was that my wife's father went to the school. My wife's 2 brothers attended the school. Okay, my brother's 3 boys attended the school. My oldest daughter, Shauna, is just waiting in the wings for her 2 boys to be ready to come to the school. So that was the academic side of the school. But what impressed me the most about the school is when I used to walk through the hallways with Father Moen at the period of the construction, and there was no air conditioning in the school at the time. It was really hot outside, and all the doors to the classrooms were open. And we used to be able to walk down the hall and not hear a sound. And I was kind of impressed with how the boys paid attention to what was going on in the classroom under very difficult conditions at that point in time. After Father Zorzi left, Father Redigan came in to be the principal of the school, or the president of the school at that particular point in time. And he asked me again to serve on his financial committee, which I did. And then he brought me in to work with him on selecting a new financial fellow for the school, because Greg Hook was leaving and to go away, and I was involved with that. After we finished that program, he said, "Could you give me a hand with an auditorium?" So we got involved in the auditorium. And the only thing I said to him as we get involved, I said, "Father, I want one thing out of you." I said, "Okay, if I'm going to help you with the auditorium and donate the auditorium, I want the auditorium stage area named after Father Moen." To me, St. Mike's is all about taking young men, helping them develop, have them not only have faith in their religion and God and the things of that nature, but have faith in the world. They do a great job on taking a young man and help him develop himself. In fact, I'm seeing it in my own family with my brother's 3 boys. So they work them hard, and the results are they do a good job. Probably my longest lasting memories of St. Mike's that constantly stick in my mind is how hard the priests worked here. to develop St. Mike's into the school it is. I mean, the time and effort they put in, not just the funds and everything, but their time and effort and their love for the school. Yeah, the other charitable organization I was involved with was Father Platt up at St. Luke's in King City, in Thornhill. He wanted to build a church. When they moved him to that parish, they only had a hall where they said the masses in, and he wanted to build a church. So I said, okay, Father, I'll help you do that. And I donated and built that church for him. So I worked with Father Platt to build a church up at St. Luke's. And shortly thereafter, when we got the church finished, Father came to me again and said, look, I'd like to build a seniors residence, a not-for-profit seniors residence. Well, the Ontario government had a program which allowed you to build these residences, provided you could show them that there was a need, which we proceeded to do over the next year or so. And they funded the residence, but they wouldn't give you any extra allowance. So we built a 96-unit residence, and I spent the whole next year of my life there every single day making sure we didn't go over budget. So that's the two other big things that were involved in my life. My theory on life is that if you spend your time helping people, you really don't have to have people know what you've done, okay? We all as Catholics sit here in the world and we say, hey, we got the faith in our church and in our religion. And we all know that if we do good deeds and we help others in life, we'll be rewarded at the right time. And to me, I don't think you should be out talking about it, okay? I think you should be doing it, okay? And let the results speak for themselves.